Good evening. This is Margot Vallejo, and I am presenting my family technology night. I'm going to start with the intro, just speaking to my classmates, letting you guys know what my intentions are. I'm going to be doing a pre-K classroom because outside of here, I am in a pre-K classroom. So in my classroom, I would have things set up where I would have something called an evidence of learning board, and that's where in every single center, which would be writing center, the library, science center, block center, art center, dramatic play, we would have a board, and then on that board we would have pictures to go of what the kids are doing in those 2 weeks with the evidence of learning paper, and that would have the name of the activity, the objective, and the result of that activity. So when parents are coming into the classroom for the family technology night, they could look around the classroom and actually see what's going on. So, quote, hence the evidence of learning board. So they would physically see the pictures of what's going on. So I'm playing off of the Humpty Dumpty activity that we were doing all book. And in each center, I'm extending that. So for instance, when the families would first come into the classroom, like in my circle time area, I would have a projector screen with a laptop, and I would be presenting the TinyTap app, which I was talking about last week in the Padlet app. And I would, on the screen, you see the Humpty Dumpty, a Humpty Dumpty story. It's a variation. It's not the one that we did in class, but it's going to be an example of how I would be using the app in the classroom. In the library, I would have the After the Fall book set up, some puppets for them to go and explore, some stories that would, with the theme, because in the classroom I would normally do a 2-week theme, so we would be extending or building upon that for about 2 weeks or so. In Block Center, my activity that I had set up the last time we had to hand in a lesson plan, and that would be having blocks available for them to try to make a seesaw, having tape, having plastic eggs, having rocks, and have them work on balancing. I would also have some blueprints over there that I would have printed out for them and some writing utensils, of course, so that they can create a blueprint of what they think they would want to make. In Writing Center, I would also have more blueprints, but I would also have some journals already made and set up so that the kids and their parents can journal the outcome, or they can journal and chart what they think could happen, or they could draw out what they want to try to plan it out. In Art Center, I would have clay, Play-Doh utensils such as like spoons, forks, plastic knives, stones, straws, pipe cleaners, and give them the option of creating another wall and eggs and stuff. All right, so I'm going to go into now how I would present it to the families that are in the classroom. It would be pretty interactive with the projector screen and all. I would only go over a little bit of it, answer questions that they would have, make it available for them to play with and use. Keep an eye out and make sure that it's the adult supervising their kids as they're using it and all of that jazz. All right, into the presentation I go. Greetings, I'm Margot, and I'm your kiddo's pre-K teacher, and I would like to welcome you to our Family Technology Night. I am going to present an app that we're using in the classroom this year called the Tiny app. I'm going to have this set up throughout the night so that you guys can explore it yourself, try it out, because this is something that you guys are going to be using at home, and it's also something that I'm going to be using in the classroom with the kiddos. One of the main reasons that I'm using this app is because it is a wonderful assessment tool. It lets me know what I need to change, what I need to improve on in my lessons that will better suit each individual child's needs. So this is gonna be an interactive activity, so don't be shy. So the answer to something, please shout it out, help me out. We're not going to go over the whole thing because like I said, you're going to be able to explore this yourself. We also have things set up in the classroom for you to do, little activities. Please keep an eye out on everything in the room. We have our evidence of learning boards. So if you go around, there's some pictures of your kiddos on the wall doing what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. You can see the name of the activities, you can see the objectives and what we're getting out of this. Okay, so we have been working on Humpty Dumpty. We've actually been working on different variations of the story. So this is kind of like the little classic version here, but if you go over to the library center, you'll see that we read After the Fall, which is another variation. It's a great story because it really pulls problem-solving skills, and it's also a great social-emotional story, which you know in early childhood education, there's a humongous emphasis on social-emotional skills and building that up. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what we would do is very easy to use. Click on that.
What is the name of our video?
Shout it out. That's right, Humpty Dumpty.
Learning about Humpty.
Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole video, but at the end of if your child should get an answer wrong, it's okay. There's time. It's not going to just no, but you can go back, you can fix the answer and then move on. At the end, there's going to be a little score. They can see the score, but I can also see the score at the end, and it will let me know what they needed help with, what they went back for, what answer they weren't able to get, or they lets me modify what I'm planning for the kids. And let me see what we need to improve on. I can also create a specific activity to go along with what we're learning. So not only can I communicate about what we're doing and send home assignments in their mailboxes, I can do it through this app. And it's a really great way to connect home and school. The TinyTap app is free to download. It's so easy to navigate. And like I said, we're using it because it's a great assessment tool. It lets me know what I can do better to help each child on an individual basis. And once the kids go to elementary school, they're going to have much more exposure to technology, and you're going to be communicating a lot more with your teachers via some technology. And it's just a great jump start. So like I said earlier, if you should have any questions, please stop me. I will help you out. We can talk about it. We can go over things. I really want you to explore the classroom and have fun and do all these things. I'm going to leave the projector out with the computer and the TinyTap app out, and I already have the page set up on a couple other little Humpty Dumpty things here that you can use. In Writing Center, I have some journals set up, and you guys can do some journaling. You can plan out how you're going to build things yourself. In other centers, everything connects. In library, we have some puppets, and we have the story All Falls Down, which is what this whole lesson, this whole unit has been based around. Block Center, I want to see you guys build ramps. How can you build this ramp? How can you make sure that your egg doesn't fall? Why did the egg fall? What can you do to make sure that the egg doesn't fall? A lot of open-ended questions, a lot of problem solving, and a lot of fun. A lot of working with your hands. We also have Art Center open with some clay and some tools, and you have the option of making a wall. So please enjoy. Please get me if you need anything, and have a good time. Thanks.